Well, hi there. We're trying to finish the Apple Pear and Rock. Yesterday, since this is the same apple, we did some, advancement on this apple. It's looking pretty good. Just for the heck of it, I don't know why. We also tried to paint the flower, which we had picked a fresh flower, but the flower has gone bye-bye since then. So we just try to get more detail. And that flower looks much better than it did. I don't know. I got to find a before and after. And, this thing, I don't know, is kind of hopeless. I wouldn't know what to paint up here. There's certainly could use it'd be good if something was, if there was more depth. And, the scissors, they kind of have depth, but they don't especially look that much closer here than up there. So I don't really. Plus, this whole ellipse right here was not, you know, saying, hi, I'm a great looking ellipse. But anyway, looking okay. Great study, I guess. And, I'm reluctant to say, okay, let's quit on this one. I don't know why. And I was just thinking, let's just try to paint a little more on there. I don't know what is. The apple had been looking like it was floating. It looks a little better now. The background is just wretched. And I don't know, let's just see if we can. First of all, let me see if I can put the camera here without muting the mic. Okay, it seems like it's not muted. That's good. Really a bummer. Probably at least 3 live streams. There's the mysterious disappearance of the audio. And if not for the audio, why would you want to watch this, of all things? Anyway, so I don't know where we're at here. We could use a little more luminescent in the pear. Let me see if I see the other pear that we did. This is why I decided to do the, this composition, because this was like a drawing of a pear, and then I had live fruit sitting there. So the drawing looks more like a drawing than this looks like a photograph, but that was the inspiration. Oh, and here is the reference for that one. So there's the reference and the finished thing. I gotta remember next time around do a so what I'm looking for here is the last pear, which is not really flying up at me. There is the tomato. And here, speaking of failed unfinished work, there's the orange and onion, where the the towel, both these towels really told me, go back to towel painting school before you want to paint a towel. I'm looking for the other pear, but it doesn't seem to be around. So anyway. Whatever, let's just try to do something quick. Hi, GGG boy. If you want to see how I drew this, then check out my live stream, and you're going to see like 5 hours of real-time watercolor painting to get to this point. And anyway, it's going okay, but I was all crying my eyes out because it was wood pulp paper. I found this loose sheet of paper. I thought, oh, that's Arch's cotton paper. But then come to find it was not Arch's cotton paper. Maybe if we take this off, it'll all start making sense. Let's see what happens if we take off the tape. Oh, nice. We're ripping the paper up there. That's good. Oh, we moved up. Okay. maybe we could call it done. I don't know. Who says we should say it's done and move on to more fun stuff? Oh my gosh. Huh. I don't know. I think I could use a better shadow there. And then I got single light source. Oh no, that's not it. There we go, single light source. If we wanted to see a more defined shadow here, which we do not especially want to see that because I would say it's not a selling point. So we removed the tape and we ripped the paper. Way to go. You know, I guess we could just get a little bit more shadow right there, you know. See, like this reddish right there. I don't know if the pear is, thought the pear might be getting rotten, but no. Anyway, we could use some like golden brown right there, plus let's see about just a reddish. Here we have a reddish from I don't know what, but it's more of an orange we want. So let's see about this. That might be a good thing. Let's just try going right here. Okay. All right, that's some reddish. Let's try a little bit up here too. Why not? I don't know if that's good. Then let's lean into like a brown. Just go right here. See what that does. Okay, looks good. And like right here, it'd be good to have a counterbalance of different red. So let's got a different red right here. Let's just see right there. I'm gonna sort of blend this around so it's not so intense. And I want to just pull a little bit of highlight out right there. Okay, that looks good. And this, I want to get rid of this white, so let's just take this mid-tone that we got right there and color this in. You know, it's great to leave that white, you know, all the way through, but at some point you really gotta say goodbye white. Same with that right there. I'm gonna see about the color I had here, which was this one's called Aussie Red Gold. It's a really nice gold, so not really gold. I don't know, it's like a yellow ochre with a lot of pop. So here I'm just mixing it with like this red mix, which was sort of more or less what we were doing there. And let's just maybe just come right here. That looks good. Now I want to sort of drag this out. So that's a bit suspicious, but I think I'm going to try to remove a little bit of this right here. That's better. And we can also, I'm going to do like the cadmium yellow deep, but mix it with a little bit of this, which is Hansa yellow, I think. And I guess this is, that's Hansa yellow also right there. Let's see what kind of, this is yellow ochre. And see about just this little, see where it's white here. I think it's time to say goodbye to that. And let's see if we get this yellow in there. Still leave a little white speck there because we don't want any long lines anywhere in the painting. I'm going to see about maybe color this in just a touch. Okay. I don't know if that's good or bad. We definitely need something here. I don't know what that is. I'm going to see about right here to use this, but kind of remove it but have a highlight leaning yellow. Guess we can say goodbye to that white space up there. Alright, that's not too bad. This, we should hit that with the red that we had for here, but maybe a little bit more intense on the red. So that was this, I don't know, I guess that was this. So let's see if we go a little more intense on red. Oh, let's take this thing, which is kind of like Van Dyke Brown. Okay, that's cool, that looks good. And now we just want to go right here. That's nice, and I want to go a little touch right there. And that looks weird, so I'm going to take the damp brush and just kind of smear that around here. We're trying to make this subtle. And the objective here is to color in that, but I don't think this is the color we want for that. And this is a weird paint dry thing. I got this, I'm going to see about color. I'll put some yellow right here. That's drying in a not very pleasant thing saying hello on wood pulp paper, I guess. Let's see if we remove a little bit of this. That's good. And this edge, can we soften that edge? Yes, there it's soft. And then we also would like to have, definitely want to get a highlight right here. Let's just see about a highlight right there. So if we check out the single light source, then the biggest highlight's right there. So that's sort of what we're trying to say, hi, we're the biggest highlight. Okay, that's good, but then at the same time, we gotta make this highlight a lot more subtle. And I'm gonna try a very light version of the Hansa Yellow. Oh, 2 thumbs up, thanks so much. 5 people here, thanks so much for visiting. We're trying to like finish this painting because, you know, there's other things we should be painting. It's been at least a week. I don't even know how long we've been mucking around with this painting. So anyway, let's see about just blend this out. That looks good. Turn the overhead light. That looks pretty nice right there. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna go into a more intense yellow and just try to get this little area right here that is gonna sort of come in here. Let's see what that does. This little hard edge there was not really doing it for me, and you know, so this is a yellow shadow there. It's even a darker shadow there, but you know, I've got a, you know, we have to really maintain contrast between the rock background and the thing, and that I recognized early on as a big challenge for this painting, because just like kind of a composition error. When I set up the composition, I should have paid more attention to this area right here, because, you know, it's weird, you know, because this is kind of like very close to the you know, tonal value of the pear, and it's just the, you know, it's supposed to, this line at the edge of the apple, you know, that's pretty clear and concise. This shadow down here, clear and concise. Up here is a very murky, ill-defined line. And so when setting up a still life composition, you want to watch out for little dumb-looking stuff like that, which, you know, if you look closely right here, the tones are so close that it's not going to have much definition, is all I'm saying. Anyway, we are Thanks for listening to my rant about how I screwed up the composition. Return without muting the mic. Yes, I guess the mic is not muted. Okay. We need to hit that with a little red. So, I mean, this yellow we just put is nice. It's a nice beginning for, let's see, I'll just put some red right there. Okay, nice. And now here, I want you to just come down a little hairline right here. And then that looks good. And here there's kind of a highlight bump right there, and that's what's supposed to be represented right here. And I don't know what this puddle is. We're just going to leave it for now. Here is a gray yellow thing which we might want to do. What we're trying to do here is, you know, just give richest in depth to the pear. And you know, I guess it's going okay. I don't know, it was great. Yeah, just gonna blot that just to make it more subtle. All that stuff we just put on there, but we still have these different you know, tones there. For some reason I just removed that one. And I'm gonna leave that white right there just because I don't know why. It really shouldn't technically be in there. We could definitely use another, you know, shadow here. Let's try a like a Payne's gray, same, you know, golden kind of color, but with Payne's gray. So here's the golden color. Let's introduce the Payne's gray, see what we get. So what happens oftentimes with this kind of color is it turns green, but I see we're not really in green territory. So let's just see if this could help us out with this edge. And I can't really tell if that's helping us out or not. You see, since we got so much water on the paper, this cheapo paper is getting very beveled up. And I can't really say if this is a great textural notification that this is an actual 3D pear, or is it just some weird looking area on the pear. Anyone have an opinion on if this stuff is adding or subtracting? We're looking at this stuff here, and this is, I guess I got too much water on there for cheapo paper because the whole paper is wiggling around. I think I'll just leave it like that. It's probably going to dry much lighter than it appears right now, and we did want to you know, put some circumstance right there, and so I think we have successfully put circumstance. I am going to just try to lift off a little bit of this paint right here. That actually, this highlight actually goes up here. Let's just see if we can, and you know, that's not great, but I think I'm gonna just hit this with some yellow. I should probably wait a little because the paper is all messed up due to a lot of water, but I'm just gonna put a little yellow there. And then what is happening here? That's a highlight, which is okay, but it's not a very nice edge. I think we're just gonna see about right here if we could. All right, that's not bad. Still wondering about this. No one has an opinion. Oh, 9 people here. Thanks for stopping by. We're trying to bring this thing to fruition. We got a apple, pear, and rock with a piece of black paper in the background. We got cheapo watercolor paper, and we're suffering because you know, the way the paint is behaving on the paper. And well, another thing I was thinking is to reinforce this shadow right here, because we do have a good beginning there, but yeah, especially right here, it was probably be good to get a dark right there. So I'm going to see about dark there, and it's my assessment that this stone, if it's got subtle colors, it got red here, and everything else is brown, green, gray. So we don't especially want green way back here, because green has a tendency to come forward, and we're trying to make it look like this is the most forward area of the rock compared to there, and that's why I have mostly cool colors back there, and I tried to add a bunch of warm colors right there. Anyway, so what we're talking now is to put a shadow right here of uh, a gray, which should probably be leaning a cool gray. So this is a gray called neutral tint, I think. Here's another gray which is called lunar blue, but it has a bunch of hematite red on it, because I'm just you know, more of a let the palette metamorphosize to you know, reflect my painting style, rather than be washed in the palette, and starting with, you know, fresh clean palette. uh, I got this palette new, so that started clean, but I decided I was going to use that for a yellow lean palette, since, you know, all this yellow on this one kind of got corrupted, I guess you could say. So what we're doing, we're trying to do this a cool shadow, but it's got to be light. So let's see right here. I guess that's a cool shadow. It actually looks warm, but you know, we got to we're gonna hit it. We're gonna go right here. Is that good? And then this, come down and hug this, and it doesn't look good, but I'm gonna just leave it for a minute and then try to lift off some of the paint, because it looks silly, stupid, because you know, I mean, it should look silly. I don't know if it's obvious why it looks silly, but I'm gonna try to lift off some of this water now. I mean, some of the paint, so we have a very light representation there. Let's see. And then this, good. I don't mind this area dark here. And this, we gotta break that a little bit. Come there. So here we're just kind of lifting off that one area of dark. So, you know, we want to say, hi, this is the rock, but, you know, we don't want to say that the background is, that looks good. Alright, that's not too bad. And I don't like this little bump that's here. I'd like it to be more smooth right there. Alright, it's smoother. I don't really like this little tiny dot, but let's just ignore that. And let me see if I can get a cleaner line right here without smearing. That might be dumb just to be messing around trying to get a cleaner line right there. I don't know. Another chapter of watercolor when you don't know what you're doing, but you do it anyway. Everything we've done here is with the intuitive approach. And that does not look really too great, that specific area, but you know, I guess As soon as we forget we were ever there, then it'll probably look better. Um, this was good. You know what we really want to do is say, hey, we're done. Let's move on to something else because there's so many other things we'd like to be painting. And if anyone's got any suggestion of what to paint next, please put it in the comments because at the same time as there's infinite a bunch of stuff we could be painting, I have a very difficult time finding something to paint. I was thinking to try this glass, and I just messed around with that glass like before I started this live stream for, I don't know, 10-12 minutes, trying to really look at those reflections and think of what do I want to have a reflection there. I was putting a paper there, trying to sort of block, create, you know, actually that looks pretty good right there, but whatever, anyway. I think we could probably use a little bit of yellow right here. Let's see, I got the old dedicated yellow palette here. We were trying to get more definition, depth, circumstance, translucence, and all the rest on the pear. It looks good. I see these very iffy you know, droplets that we put there earlier are drying, and I don't really know if they're looking that great. They say you should be able to get 7 feet away. Oh, they don't look good at all. I'm going to see about just softening that. Okay, that's a little better. Oh, that looks pretty good there. Okay, I'm down with that. Look at that. Looks like it's almost like translucence happening. Okay, great. All right, happy accident. Thank you. And then really, it is time to say goodbye to this white right here. I'm gonna just see if we got it right. Yeah, good. And do we want to leave that white in there? Possibly not. Let's see. And is that good there? Actually, this should be coming up right here. So let me just try to bring this up. Okay. That looks good. All right. And we didn't actually get rid of the white, but we definitely muted the white a little bit by having this in there. A subtle tone. The white is receding. And, you know, we do also have white there, but that is also muted with like some kind of Hansa yellow. So that's okay. And, well, I don't know if we got a 3D look or anything, but I'm really running out of ideas. Here we got natural white, which we might just end up leaving because there's enough of that natural light here to just say hello, structure of the rock. You know, it'd be good if this was a little bit more subdued, this little corner right here. And the way this is shaped graphically, it's kind of, you know, saying, hey, look down here, but meanwhile, when you look down there, there's nothing. I guess I could put the signature right there. Like, if I sign this, because I want it to look like it's supposed to look this way. That's the biggest reason I can think of to sign something is, you know, make it look like it was supposed to look like that. Because don't you look at a piece of art and you say, and you see, oh, that looks great or that looks terrible, but it just, and oftentimes it feels like the person intended it to look exactly like what you're looking at, which in my case is not really the case. Anyway, so what about this? Let's see if we could just, let's see about softening that with a color similar to the background. We're going to go back to this palette here, and there's a color similar to the background, and just want to get a hint of warmth in there. I'm just going to steal a little bit of that, which is a hematite something or another, allegedly made with ground up rocks. And let's just boldly curve this around a little bit. And I don't know if that's going to be good or not, I guess. And then this little thing here has been there since the beginning, and I'm reluctant to change it now. So I'm just going to go up here and kind of echo this slight shadow that is on that side. And then here, I'm just going to see about remove some of that. Okay, I think that's a little better. So now, because of that curve is kind of, you know, making the motion or the energy of the composition is at least coming down here. Hopefully it goes back up here instead of like straight out that way. And meanwhile, this indentation right here is a slight not the greatest. I think it's better if we could get rid of this. Just it has the subtle look of the wrong direction. So I guess that's I think it's better. And maybe we just gotta take the tip of this white off here. Just you know, knock off some of the intensity of that. Maybe we can still leave it there. That's been my little mascot ever since we started the painting. But if we can just soften it. Okay. And now that I'm staring at it, I mean, it looks sort of ridiculous, but hopefully that'll go away. And then let's see here. And you see the way the paper is like curling up and stuff? That's because we are using sheet paper. And I don't know if we want to try to fix this corner, but I doubt we do. But you know, I don't often put tape, but I thought since I was expecting the paper to be pretty bad, then I put some tape. And you know, I used to put tape all the time, and it was a lot of fun. But okay, we put another layer on that later. Maybe it'll look a little bit square. And you know, we could probably definitely use a stronger little thing right here that's stronger, at least in a little spots. And probably right here where this transition is, because this is I mean, there's a shadow right there which I'm tempted to put in, but every time I was working on this shadow, it was a big effort to say, hey, wait a minute, that looks terrible, and try to fix it up. I think right here we could probably put a dark, let's just go right here. And let's see if that's stupid, because it's an isolated dot. They say you're supposed to get 7 feet away if you really want to see what's happening with the artwork, so I don't know how to do that. I guess we're gonna leave that dot in there. If it looks stupid, we can, you know, put a little water and blot it up. I love the apple stem here. This stem here looks good. I'm gonna just put a dot right here also, just to say hello. I'm the important area where the stem connects to the pear. And there is some, you know, dot stuff here which we could put a dot, but this is currently wet paint, I think, so we don't really want to put a dot. Plus, that is as I was saying before, this is a so this is basically what I painted, I guess, like right there. So this dot here, if we try to paint that as is, I really don't know if it's going to be reflected in a very positive way, because it's so entrenched with the stone in the back. I don't know if it's going to be you know, definition or anything. So